If there were to be a key word for Robert Ward, the word would be eclectic. In his time, he has been everything from a musician to a welfare worker to an English professor and a writer and producer for Hill Street Blues and Miami Vice. He has also produced 6 novels. The newest is called The Cactus Garden, a thriller about smuggling drugs and the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA. Bob, thanks for coming in and welcome to our program.
Glad to be here.
Let me ask you about the research that you had to do for the newest book, hanging out with the DEA guys and watching the drug kings operate. Where'd you have to go and what'd you have to do?
Oh, they took me everywhere. They were such great guys. And again, if you're ever writing anything, the thing to do is to go to the guys who know how to do it.
That's correct, yeah.
And I was surprised what they let me do. They took me at one point to a tunnel that was 60 feet below the earth. It ran from Tijuana to, supposedly, from one warehouse in Tijuana to another warehouse in San Diego. But the guys came up about 100 yards early. Oh. And
hello.
Yeah,
hello.
Exactly.
Si, senor.
Exactly. The border guard says those ain't groundhogs. And bang, these guys were busted. I went down in this thing, and I expected it to be, you know, it was kind of crummy and all. It was unbelievable. They had post and beam construction, air conditioning.
Really?
Everything but a sushi bar was down there. And it was stunning. They also took me to a city down in sort of the mid-Mexico. This is where the title of the book came from. And we were sitting down in there. There were these guys who were sitting around with their beepers in this weird little club. And there were about 6 guys. All these guys were heavy into the Mexican drug business. And they all had cell phones, which went off every 2 seconds. So you hear this beep, 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 and you could hardly tell which one was going on. So the guy, you know, one guy would say, "Is that yours? No, that's mine. No, that's yours." And they would have this. It was almost comical.
And are these guys all Hispanics? Are they all?
Almost everybody.
Okay. And who are you with when you're watching all this?
I'm with the DEA agent, and they know he's a DEA agent. So they're like joking. So they hand the cell phone.
Wait. There's a DEA agent watching this go on.
For as close as I am to you.
Yeah, and what the DEA is supposed to do is stop drugs from coming into the country, right?
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't they arrest these guys?
Well, they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they can't prove it.
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah. So now there must be kind of a code going on the phone.
Exactly. So they hand the thing back to a guy behind them who they don't talk because these guys are too big to talk. So their guy talks for them. So each one of them had a guy behind them. And the guy behind them would literally sort of half Spanish, half English, looking over at us, say things like, yeah, the furniture will be coming in at about 2. The furniture, patio furniture. And then you cut to these guys, and they're going, the patio, you know. Yeah. And I said, this is unbelievable. Yeah. He said, well, you know, we're keeping an eye on them. This is not all we're doing, obviously. So at one point he said, I just hope things don't get out of hand. He said, there was a guy that came down about a year ago. Things got a little shaky. I said, like, shaky? You know, what do you mean shaky?
Yeah,
he said, well, there was a guy, he came down here, and he was like with some, you know, outfit in journalism in Seattle. And he said, these guys usually don't mess with DA guys because if they do, they'll get, you know, a lot of heat put on them. But one guy was a little nuts on his own product, and he took these guys out and shot them both right in the kitchen.
Geez, so this is dangerous, huh?
Killed them and
could be dangerous.
Chopped them up and put them in a cactus garden. And that's the
oh, that's how the book got its name.
Yeah, yeah. I said, so that could happen, huh? Can't we, like, don't we have somewhere else we could... Are we wanted somewhere else?
Now, in this book, there is a scene in which a torture is done to a person.
I knew you were...
And I'm just guessing here, that this is based on reality, that these guys can really play rough, right?
Oh, yeah.
The drug lords.
Oh, yeah. I called a friend of mine at the DEA, who's Ralph Lockridge, who's a DEA information officer, who's a wonderful guy. And I said, I need to know about torture because I have to write this scene. I don't know much about it. I don't want to fake it. And he said...
Well, I mean, we know the pins underneath the fingernails,
yeah,
you know, okay, and that, but yeah.
Well, I said, I don't want to do something I've seen before, you know, and we've seen that.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So he said...
in Clockwork Orange, the hose up, yeah. Who can ever forget, you know?
Yeah. Those great moments in cinema.
Yes, sir. Doesn't that feel better, sir? Thank you.
So he says to me, you got to talk to a certain guy. And he gives me the number, and I call the guy, and the guy says, oh, you want to talk about torture? Ooh. Yeah, and I went, well, maybe I don't. No, he said, so he says, meet me at a certain place, and I go down, and it's this weird Chinese restaurant in Van Nuys, and it's the strangest place, and the smell of, like, grease is so heavy when you walk in there, you can practically gag, and we sit down, we're trying to eat this hideous egg roll, and the guy came, and he had this little card, very minute card, and he had written in this unbelievably, wonderfully legible handwriting, tortures from 1 to 10. And we're eating, and he's describing them, you know, as if you might describe.
Well, like, what are some?
Oh, now, well, one was, what was one? One wasn't good enough. The one I used was, in the book, one of their favorite ones, if a guy won't talk, it's very inventive. I mean, they don't really need many props. They take him, they strap him to a table, and they get a 40-ounce bottle of soda, shake it up real good, put stuff in his mouth, so he can't spit it out, and then just fizz it into his nose. And then they tell him to talk. If he doesn't talk, he drowns.
Wow.
In soda, which is really, there's a lack of dignity there.
I'd like to buy the world.
So that was only number 3, though, Tom.
We are talking tonight with Robert Ward. His newest book is called The Cactus Garden, which is out now in hardcover. Fertilizer for the cactus garden. Aye, aye, aye. The toll-free is up and running. We'll be right back with Robert and you on the line as time permits after these messages.
Dave has a dilemma. What to put on Wendy's new bacon cheeseburger?
Dave, something mild. Play it safe. Come on, don't be a wimp. Give it some zing. Oh, no, Gouda would be nice. Spice it up. How about pepper jack? Oh, my.
Well, Dave started cooking. A quarter pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon, the perfect sauce, and a slice of pepper jack cheese for a bacon cheeseburger that's really spicy.
Oh, Dave, be careful. Mind your own business. Attaboy.
Wendy's new pepper jack bacon cheeseburger.
It's gotta be the cheese.
These days, it seems we have more and more on our minds, which means we have more and more to forget about. Hey, we could all use a car like Chevy Cavalier. If you're low on oil, it reminds you. If you leave your dome light on, it remembers to turn it off. Heck, even if you forget to lock your doors, you're still protected by its theft deterrent system. We've all got enough on our minds. We need a car we can trust and forget about. That's genuine Chevrolet.
Jake's having relationship problems.
Tell me what you feel.
Claustrophobic, airless, suffocating.
And commitment problems.
Want me to move in with you?
Yes. Not now. Someday. Later on in the future.
His life is a shambles.
She loves you.
She's been seeing another man.
You're such a bad judge of character.
Alan Alda and an all-star cast.
I happen to love women.
Make up your mind, Jake. I can't take any more of this.
A world premiere movie. Neil Simon's Jake's Women. Sunday.
If you like classic rock music, you might be feeling like your favorite radio station isn't what it used to be. Try the radio station that plays the best rock and roll of the 60s, 70s, and 80s with almost no talk. Arrow 93 FM. It's how we started, and it's how we'll stay. All music, all rock and roll oldies. We're the Arrow at 93.1 FM.
With Robert Ward, the author of The Cactus Garden and 5 other novels, here's Brian on the toll-free in Elmhurst, Illinois. Hi, welcome to CBS, Brian.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good to be here.
Thank you. Was there a reason that you were here?
Mr. Ward, I was going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Being that you have been a part of both NYPD, or pardon me, Hill Street Blues and also Miami Vice. Do you see any comparisons of those two shows and NYPD Blue, probably the newest television drama about police?
Well, Dave Milch, who was running Hill Street, is one of the prime creators of NYPD Blue. So sure, there's a lot of similarities, and even the Dennis Franz, of course, was on both shows. I wrote a lot of Dennis's stuff on Hill Street. And I think they've done a great job in using that kind of format, but also distinguishing. NYPD Blue is its own show. It's not, you know, I don't think it was a copy of Hill Street at all, but obviously it was influenced by it. Everything has been influenced by Hill Street.
Remember Hill Street Blues in the beginning? How tough it was to find an audience for that program?
Yeah.
And critics raved about this show, and I think what happened, I might be wrong, is a lot of us all of a sudden said, you know, we ought to be watching this show. People started feeling a little bit guilty for not watching it, and then it caught.
That's right, and also because it was the first show to have people walking in front of the stars and talking, you know, and people didn't understand what they were seeing. They were going, well, this thing is like a mess.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first watched it, I thought, what's going on? You know, the stars talking, some guys walking in front of them. You know, pretty soon you understood that was what it was about.
Right. It was reality. It was the way it really was. Yeah. Good point.
Being younger, I always preferred Miami Vice. It was more of an action, rough and tough, shoot 'em up type of show. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I preferred being a younger person at the time. But now I notice that NYPD Blue has its sophistication, and it's one heck of a lot better show actually when you stop to think about it.
Well, Vice was an action show, and it was fun to do. The fun was that you could literally think of anything, and you could do it, because we had a big enough budget to do it, and the guys were great at doing it.
Yeah. And Tom?
Yes, sir.
I just have a question for you, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
Do you happen to remember what you were doing October 31st, 1979?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't.
You don't? Oh, well. Do you remember the interview you had with Kiss?
Oh, sure.
Well, they're back, or at least there's going to be some type of reunion.
No, I saw them. I saw them at the Emmys the other night in full battle array, and they looked fantastic.
Well, going around the circles of Kiss fans, I am one. They would like to have you interview them again, as far as I know. If there's any way
that should not be a problem. I can set that in motion first thing Monday morning.
Hey, that'll be great.
Thanks, Brian.
Hey, thanks for letting me call.
Okay, bye-bye now.
All right, take care, Tom.
Let me ask you here, you mentioned Dennis Franz, who has done notable work on NYPD Blue and did as well for Hill Street Blues.
Right.
As you work with him, how much easier does it get to write for him? You must just live in his head all of a sudden.
Yeah, and he's a guy who can deliver almost any kind of line with a spin on it, you know?
Yeah.
And he's got tremendous breadth as an actor as well as depth. He can be funny, he can be quick, he can be serious. And he has a great sense of humor. So you can write that stuff and feel good that it's going to be delivered right. I mean, some guys, if you write something funny, you know how that can go. I mean, they just can't deliver it. But he can deliver almost anything. So you have to be careful.
Yes, you do. Some nights delivery is a very tough thing. Sometimes it's hard saying words like forklift.
Oh.
We will continue with Robert Ward, author of The Cactus Garden, and you on the toll-free, as time permits, right after this break.
Honey, look, it's her. That lady from the Sprint commercial's about 10 cents a minute.
Hi, how are you? I just love your dime a minute rate. Oh, isn't that nice?
Me too. It's good anywhere in the country.
And now I hear you can call all the way to Canada for a dime.
Canada? Really?
Oh, look at that. Special on paper towels.
Dime to Canada? That's bigger news than anything you'll find in there.
This? Oh, this isn't mine.
Call now to get 10 cents a minute across the U.S. and now even to Canada.
On America's Night of Television, a daughter falls in with the wrong crowd.
Don't you trust me?
You weren't with Becky.
How far will she go to fit in? Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, then an addicted cop.
You need help.
Puts an angel in the line of fire.
Upside down, upside down.
Touched by an angel. And Walker finds his parents' killer.
String him up.
But nobody hangs Chuck Norris out to dry.
You want some water?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Don't mind if I do.
All on CBS Saturday.
Some days I get these really pounding headaches. I used to take Tylenol, but it didn't always get rid of all the pain. So I've been using Advil for a while now. I found that on my tough headaches, 2 Advil work better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol tablets, better than Tylenol gel caps. And you know, nothing's been proven to last longer than Advil. For my tough headaches, Advil just works better.
And now, introducing new Advil gel caplets. One more advance for Advil. Advanced medicine for pain.
Yes, another morning, another trek to the office. But in the new Mercedes E-Class, you're in one of the safest cars on the road. You're inside a protective cage with front airbags and, get this, side airbags. Heaven knows there are animals on these roads.
Your toothbrush, it's fighting a never-ending battle against bacteria. But add a new cavity-fighting toothpaste from Listerine, and you've got a powerful germ-killing weapon. Introducing Cool Mint Listerine Fluoride Toothpaste with Listerine ingredients. It kills the germs that cause plaque for a clean feeling that goes beyond brushing. Turn your toothbrush into a lethal weapon. Cool Mint Listerine Toothpaste, the power of prevention.
What's the secret to a happy, healthy cat? It's Whiskas, and the more than 40 key nutrients in every serving. What's the secret? The secret is Whiskas. And you?
The story of Dennison's, the stand-up chili. We start from Maybelle Dennison's original homemade recipe to bring you a chili so thick and hearty you can stand a fork in it. Dennison's, the stand-up chili.
Let me ask you here about life on the book tour. I've asked other authors about this. When you go out and you sing for your supper, literally.
Oh, yeah. I've had some really bizarre experiences.
Such as?
Well, I was stuck once in St. Louis, I think it was. It was someplace in the Midwest, and it was snowing, you know. So they put me in there to talk to like 500 librarians, right? So I go in, and I'm at a motel. I'm strange. It was like a motel that looked like a trucker's honeymoon place. They had like a Valentine sort of mirror above my bed, and I'm looking up there.
And there you are.
Yeah, there I am. I'm thinking,
hi, me.
Yeah, I could lose some weight, man. You know? So I get up and I talk to 500 librarians upstairs, you know. So, and they're like schnozzing out, you know, and they're, you know, whacked out, and, you know, they have the card catalog system with them. And so the whole thing was like horrific. So I come down and think, well, now I can split. And it's snowing, and it's snowing and snowing. You can't leave.
You're not leaving. You're not going to go anywhere.
You're not going anywhere.
So you might as well get something to eat.
Right. So I go into the coffee shop, and I'm thinking, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be just great, since no one's here, if a beautiful girl walked in? My little fantasy, right? So I wait, and suddenly the door opens.
You're kidding.
No, I swear to God, this is a true story.
A 10.
A 10. She walks in. She takes off her hat, fluffs out her hair. She's beautiful.
Don't you, by the way, have you noticed women they've all got that move?
Yeah, the move. So I'm thinking now, if she would just come over, and sit down in my booth and talk to me.
Sure.
And she does.
You're kidding
No,
me.
I swear to God. She comes over, she sits down. Now I'm thinking this is like too good to be true. Writer's fantasy. You know, at last I'm having a groupie. No, anyway, so I sit down, and then she sits down, and I say, hi, I'm Bob Ward, and I'm on my book tour. And
see what you should have said. Let me give you the great one, Bobby, when next time, okay?
Right.
Say, geez, you look tired. And she'll say, really? You say, yeah, you've been running through my mind all day.
Oh!
Huh?
I'm going to remember that.
I pulled that out the other night on, what's-her-face, Roxanne Pulitzer. Yeah.
How did it work?
Got right on the plane, went back to Palm Beach.
Right out of here.
So anyway, so now you're with the lady in the booth.
Oh, yeah. So I say to her, I'm Bob Ward, blah, blah, and I say, what's your name? And she says, Kathy. And I thought, oh, Kathy, great. I said, what do you do, Kathy? And she said, like you don't know what I do. Oh, like you don't know what I do. I said, oh, this is taking a weird lurch here, you know. And I'm thinking maybe it's a romance movie. It's turning into Alfred Hitchcock. So I said, I don't know what you do. And she said, oh, no, you don't know what I do. You don't have anything to do with what's happened to me at all.
Oh, you found yourself a loony, huh?
Yeah, she said, you had nothing to do with Dr. Weingartner. Take me out into the woods and tie me up and use electrodes on my body. You had nothing to do with that, Bob. And I'm going, oh.
Careful what you wish for, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my Lord.
I said, I had nothing to do. She said, oh, no, nothing at all. So I go.
How'd you get out of it?
Well, I said, let me guess. I said, doctor, whatever his name was. I said, you know, maybe that's your shrink, huh? And maybe he really didn't do those things. Maybe you're just thinking he did. And he said, then she goes, yeah, maybe. And I said, what's his phone number? So I go over and I call the phone number she gives me, and sure enough, it's a psychiatrist. And I said, hi, I said, this is Bob Ward in the Motel from Hell. And your patient, Kathy, the total lunatic.
Needs you now.
It's ruined my fantasy. And I go back to help her, and she split. And I go out into the blizzard, and there's this tons of snow and no Kathy, and that was the end of it. So I like...
Oh, boy. Thank your lucky stars, huh? Anyway, I really appreciate your coming over. I know we had you scheduled for Monday. We lost Ozzy, and we called you, and you were a good guy and did it.
Great pleasure.
And I've enjoyed meeting you, and I'm sure our paths will cross again.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you about the radio interview the next time.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Robert Ward is the guest. The book is called The Cactus Garden. It's available now in bookstores across the land. Back with the revelation of tonight's secret word after these messages.
From
Italy, where generations have enjoyed the best of the sea, comes the Olive Garden's Italian Seafood Festival, featuring spicy new shrimp fra diavolo, just $8.95. We saute shrimp, create a sauce of hot red peppers, onions, and garlic, simmered in white wine and spices, and bring them together in a fiery crescendo of Italian flavors. With unlimited free soup or salad and breadsticks. Spicy new shrimp fra diavolo, only at the Olive Garden.
Looking for something to do, someone to see, somewhere to go? Keep up with what's happening around LA when you get online with a KCBS TuneNet web browser, provided exclusively by NetVoyage. TuneNet is your guide to entertainment, community events, news, weather, and more. Get it all on the internet with TuneNet. And get it for less when you sign up with NetVoyage. It's your best choice for low-cost internet access. Call 1-800-247-7500, and we'll send you free TuneNet software or pick one up at a Best Buy near you.
The mystery of the Lazarus Man continues.
Your fate is entirely up to you.
Fearing his enemies have tracked him down, Lazarus joins a cattle drive.
Drive's been nothing but bad luck ever since he signed on.
But when the life of a friend is threatened...
Why are you taking his part? Just evening the odds.
Lazarus must risk everything to save him.
We're gonna hang you.
But has he met a new friend or an old enemy?
You think you can kill us all?
Next time on The Lazarus Man.
Sunday night at 12:05 on Channel 2.
All this month, Action News proved more is better with more investigative reports, more breaking news, more firsts, more live reports, more exclusives, more in-depth stories than any other station. If your newscast doesn't give you more, switch to Channel 2 Action News. Action News at 4, 5, and 11. You should see us now.